What is up, everybody? It's your AFC Eastie boys, and it is officially the off season. We're a week out from the Super Bowl. We had a Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations to the former number one draft pick for the New York Jets, Sam Darnold, gets his first Super Bowl ring. Can he get more?
Go Darnold, go.
Go Darnold, go. Can he get more? I don't know. His season next year might look nice, but we're not here to talk about those teams. We're here to talk about the AFC East and what their offseason might look like, man. I'd like to start with the Buffalo Bills. How are you feeling for this offseason, Waffles?
Not too concerned. We'll find a way to mess something up later, so it's not a big deal to get fretted up and worried about it now.
So the Buffalo Bills, they fired Sean McDermott.
No idea.
They fired Sean McDermott and
Dude,
hired Joe Brady in as their head coach.
467.
For me personally, I don't know if this is
There's even more pieces inside
Cool.
than that one.
I believe it.
Box by its cover.
Never do.
so for me personally, I don't know if this is a good move for them or not. Firing Sean McDermott and elevating Joe Brady into the coaching position. We were talking a little bit about this the other day. I believe it was you I was talking about, but I feel like it's going to be a similar situation when like Aaron Rodgers was in New York with the Jets and was kind of running things. I kind of feel like that's what Buffalo's going to turn into next year. I feel like Josh Allen's going to have a lot of say in what goes on because like Joe Brady's I don't know, man. I expect that the Buffalo Bills are going to be ran mostly by Josh Allen, which in the grand scheme of things for us AFC East fans, that's a good thing because when Josh Allen gets his way, he slings the rock down the field and he turns it over. He passes it to the other team.
Is his biggest enemy. What more could we ask for?
What more could we ask for? Um, I do expect them. I do expect them to go get him help though. I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo Bills is where AJ Brown lands. That's if I were to put a bet on it right now, I would bet that AJ Brown ends up in Buffalo. Now if that's the case. That could be a good combination over there. That could definitely be the help that Josh Allen would need as far as the passing game goes. Will it take him over the top? That's to be seen. I mean, that's to be seen and determined on how Joe Brady comes in and runs this team. Because if he can come in and run this team and actually run the team and not let it turn into a Rogers Sala situation where it's Josh Allen there making the calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't let, no offense, but you can't let the quarterback be the coach. He's not the coach. He's the quarterback. Yeah, you can make certain calls during a game, if you see something happening every time, you can go ahead and get it. But at the same time, you're there to do a job. Bottom line. And if you can't do your job, they'll find somebody else who can.
So not expecting too much of a dip, but not expecting too much of a rise from Buffalo Bills, in my opinion. If we had to do a way too soon over or under for their performance based on last year, do you think they'll do better or worse than their record last year, which was what 12-5?
I think they'll do worse, personally.
Worse. I think so too.
Worse.
I think so too. Honestly, coming like first year under a new coach, yes, he did get elevated from the same team, but I think there's going to be ebbs and flows in the process there, um, and I think they're not going to do as good as they were the years before. But the New England Patriots, on the other hand, you want to show something to the crowd? Who is now Doom? Oh, what? There it goes. There it goes. But now he's Doctor Doom, ladies and gentlemen. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you can find that on Charlie's Choice Collectibles. You can have Iron Man or Tony Stark.
Both of them on your wall.
Now let's talk about the New England Patriots a little bit, right?
Go ahead.
Right, yeah, go ahead. Fucking congratulations. They made it to the Super Bowl. But they made it to the Super Bowl under first year head coach, well, not first year head coach, but for the New England Patriots, it was his first year as the coach. Second year quarterback in Drake Maye. A bunch of rookies. Revamped offensive line. Spent so much money on their offensive line. Can they do it again? Like, what is their expectations for this year? Is it a situation where, like, if they don't at least win the or make it to the AFC Championship, it's a bust? Like, they set their ceiling so high in the first year that, like, it's super. I feel like it's
I think
super.
so. I don't think that them not being able to get, and obviously if they miss the playoffs, there's going to be some talk about, oh, they were just, pretenders, not a real championship caliber team. But if they do get back to it and go to it again, it'll be a different conversation whether or not like they are great or if they are trash.
Yeah, but I mean, what would that? What if that playoff like spot looks like a wild card spot where it's like 10-7 and they slip in the wild card? You know what I
Then
mean?
they'll be not necessarily a laughing stock because they will still be in the playoffs, but it'll be a little harder to say that they are a great team worthy of the game.
Do you, based on their performance through the playoffs, do you think it was just a matter of easy scheduling, like an easy path to the Super
Combination of
Bowl?
easy scheduling, easy pass to the Super Bowl, and the other teams being injured and missing some key pieces throughout down the line.
Yeah, we let's all be real, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you're a Patriots fan out there listening to this right now, let's all be real. You know, if Bo Nix was in that game, they would not have beat the Denver Broncos. Sorry to say it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if the Houston Texans had any other quarterback, even Tua Tagovailoa back there throwing that rock for them, they would have beat the New England Patriots. I mean, you literally had C.J. Stroud out there turning the ball over. What do you have? 4 turnovers in the first half. Literally threw the game away. Any other quarterback, the Houston Texans would have walked away with that game. And then who was their first game? What was their first game? I think their first game was a good solid win, right? It was Chargers with a banged up O line and a Justin Herbert playing with a broken left hand. So, I mean, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So I think
Walk-in Super Bowl.
So I think if you're on the outside looking in at the New England Patriots, you're probably looking at it and realizing, okay, they had basically the yellow brick road leading them to the Super Bowl all the way through the season, right? So it's like our expectations for them probably aren't high, like you were saying. Like, no, it's not Super Bowl or bust. because we look at the schedule and we realize like they're not as great as their schedule says they were. I mean, their record says they were. So yeah, make it into the playoffs or bust, in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure if you're a New England Patriot fan, you're probably looking at it like we have to make it back to the Super Bowl, or it's a bust. They're probably looking at it like Super Bowl or bust. So what should be their expectations this offseason? What changes do you think that they should make or could make to help them repeat that? Like they were definitely
4 points in the Super Bowl.
they were definitely struggling in the passing. They were definitely struggling in the passing game. I feel like they could use some better weapons. Like they could use a guy like an AJ Brown, something like that.
Obviously, just having one star receiver is not the way to go. They were able to pass the ball around and keep it with a bunch of receivers and a bunch of yards, but you need a real superstar. Like Diggs underperformed in my opinion throughout the entire season. I think he had maybe 1 or 2 games where he flashed like some greatness, but throughout the season itself, like he wasn't the guy.
Well, who knows what's going to happen with Diggs next year? Anyways, I mean, he pled not guilty to his charges, but that just all that does basically is like run it on. You know what I mean? So now instead of getting it taken care of in the off season, it's going to run through the off season and into next season. So it's like he could end up getting a suspension mid season next year.
Yeah, he might not even be able to play.
So if they don't address that in the off season, like they could end up out one of their top guys, fucking week 6, week 7, and not know what to do. Be stuck with a bunch of booties out there trying to catch the ball. So based on their performance, a not a too soon prediction on whether they're gonna underperform or overperform their 2025 record, which was 14-3, AFC Championship, Super Bowl appearance. He's thinking, ladies and gentlemen. He's thinking very intently. He's staring at you guys.
You asked a question, huh?
I answered the question. They're gonna underperform.
No, I said you asked a question, right?
Yeah, yeah. Do you think they're gonna underperform or overperform from last year?
Ooh. New England? As good or better?
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna make it.
So you think they're gonna underperform?
Oh, 100%. Their ceiling is already too high in expectations from their fans as well as probably their players. So I don't think they'll do as well as they did this year next year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like we were talking about, like they definitely had a yellow brick road. They got a lot of things that they're gonna have to deal with this next year. I don't think they're gonna like they set a really high ceiling for themselves in year one, and to go back and do that again in year two, I I'd hate to put my foot in my mouth if they do it, but I don't think it can be done. I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't even think they're gonna win the AFC East again. If you want my honest opinion. If you want my honest opinion. So
Either.
they need to go pick up some wide
The Jets are
receivers.
gonna win it.
Oh, the Jets are gonna win it. Well, it's a good segue. It's the next team we can talk about for off-season expectations. What? So you're the Jets fan for the AFC Eastie boys. What are your expectations for your New York Jets this offseason? You are sticking with
Do fucking better.
you're sticking. Hold on, you're sticking with your head coach Aaron Glenn. So this is going to be year 2 under Aaron Glenn. You guys have a ass ton of draft picks to play with, right, over the next 2 years. You got rid of what looked like a star corner at the right time, though, right? Because he ended up getting injured, so that was a good move by your organization, whether you want to believe it or not. Who else you got? You got Garrett Wilson,
Sauce Gardner.
You got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. You got to figure out what you guys are doing with, and then you got the question mark at quarterback. So what are your expectations this offseason?
Hope that they don't try to trade off picks for Kyler Murray. Hope that we utilize our picks in a proper way to fortify our offensive line to give our quarterback, whoever we put back there, a fucking chance to even think before he has to throw the ball. And maybe open up some more holes for Breece Hall to push through. I definitely think we need to keep him on as far as, an extension, possibly a franchise tag to keep him for a year.
Yeah, you definitely need to do whatever you can to keep a hold of Breece Hall, because he's definitely your foundation over there on the offense. As far as the offense goes, he's kind of like the Dolphins with Devon Achane. Yeah, you guys
Agreed.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to do whatever you can to keep him in the building and keep him churning. But I was kind of like, I get where you're coming from, and I felt like, although I felt like the Jets do need to trade away a couple picks, I feel like you guys are going to be in the boat of trying to find a ready now quarterback and not a build for the future quarterback, but like somebody in the draft. So I do feel like you guys are going to end up trading away some of your picks. And it's funny because one of the names that I was going to mention was Kyler Murray. You guys definitely could be in the running for Kyler Murray. I don't think it's a good fit. It's not a good fit for you guys. No, like he's just like Justin Fields, and you already tried the Justin Fields and it didn't work out. I don't think that he would be a good fit. I do see that it being a move, and I do see it being a move that might entice the New York Jets.
We need an elite pocket passer,
especially if the Vegas Raiders do end up picking Mendoza with the first overall pick. Now, if they don't pick Mendoza and they go something else, because I've heard rumors that they might not pick Mendoza. So if they don't pick Mendoza and Mendoza falls to you guys, then there's your answer right there. You know what I mean? Not saying he is the answer. I'm not saying he is the answer, but that's definitely. I would take Mendoza over like trading away some of your draft picks to go get a guy like Kyler Murray. But if you guys could land a guy like Malik Willis or Kirk Cousins by trading away a couple of those picks, and you wouldn't have to trade away picks to get Kirk Cousins, you would just have to pay him. Same with Malik Willis. You know what I'm saying? If you guys can go get a guy like that, both of those guys would do good on your team. They're ready win now quarterbacks, especially Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins would be the best option for you guys because he's a great bridge quarterback you can bring in, sign him for 2 years.
I like that better than Murray.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, I want Murray on my team, to be honest. Like, if we're gonna be sitting here trying to go out and trade Tua or get a Tua replacement that's not in the draft, like I want Kyler Murray on our team. I don't want Malik Willis. I just feel like Kyler Murray would fit the scheme better with Devon Achane and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with the guys that we have catching the rock. So, but that's what I think. That's what I think for you guys, to be honest. I do feel like you guys are going to end up trading a couple of your picks away to solidify your team now and not try to build the team for the future, because you do have Aaron Glenn, who's going to begin his second year, and like, not necessarily saying he's on the hot seat, but he could be on the hot seat. Look how many coaches got fired this year and there were coaches that got fired that weren't expecting it. Like John Harbaugh, I don't think anybody was expecting that, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless Woody Johnson and all them boys are literally just out having fun and enjoying themselves and raking in money from fans, this taste of defeat has got to be painful and continuous.
Oh, for sure.
So something's got to change.
Something's got to change. Well, hopefully they handle the draft properly. Because, like I said, you guys have the chance of a lifetime right now. What's up, bud?
Can I get the Robux for the Spino Rex in the game I'm playing?
I'll talk to your mom about it when she gets home. Go have fun. Go have fun. Hey, is that Jack Skeleton back there? What you doing, Jack? Hey, Jack. What's up, Jack? What are you doing?
The Jack Attack.
The Jack Attack. So yeah, I'm really hoping that your team can turn things around. You have the opportunity of a lifetime right now with the amount of picks, the amount of draft picks that you guys have. All they have to do is use them properly. You guys hired who was it that you hired for your offensive coordinator? It was not Darrell Bevel. You got lucky there. It was not Darrell Bevel. I know that. Y'all got lucky by not getting Darrell Bevel as your OC. Be glad that didn't happen. Charlie's Choice Collectibles. You can find that link on our profile page. What can you find at that link? Well, you can find damn near everything. That's right. This place is the one-stop shop for all your goodies that are football, non-football, a lot of anime, Pokemon, just like random collectibles that are rare finds are found on Charlie's Choice. Blah, 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 blah. That's a tongue twister right there.
Choice Collectibles.
Charlie's Choice Collectibles. You can find that link on the profile page. Make sure y'all go check it out. He's always got deals going on. If you want one of the cool AFC Eastie Boys customized jerseys, just hit him up with the DM. Those things start at $35 and up, depending on how customized you want it. We also got the DCC going on. You see the QR code in the top right corner. We're almost there. February 28th, my ass going to be going down to the Hard Rock Stadium to run the 5K for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. We're less than $25 away from $500. If we get to $500, I'll run a mile per day, every day, all the way up until the 5K for every $500 that we can raise. There's still time, ladies and gentlemen, so feel free. Go donate, even if it's $1. Every dollar counts when you're trying to save lives. Every life matters. All of them. The cops, all of them. The blacks, all of them. The whites, all of them. Every lives matter. All lives matter. Don't cancel us because we care about you.
Oh man.
Oh man. Killing it, bro. What other commercials do we have that we should be talking about? The Discord, right? Make sure you join the Discord. That's a link that you can also
join the Discord.
Join the Discord. That's how you can get up here with the AFC Eastie Boys. That's how you can talk to the AFC Eastie Boys community. It's 24/7 access. We just try and build a community of football fans from around the world that want to talk football, build parlays, try and win money. And I mean, it doesn't always have to be football. I mean, if you got problems going on, put it in the chat. Maybe someone will help you. You know, you never know. You never know. The worst
The
thing.
Discord community is literally one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. We talk about all kinds of stuff from like obviously betting during the season, players' stats. But we also talk about, what cool shows came out on Netflix, like who's watching what on Amazon Prime, like.
Yeah, it's a good place to go for.
Have you seen Bridgerton yet? Like,
It's a good place to go for a great community. You always have friends around. Somebody will talk to you. I'm sure. If you need a friend to talk to, I'm sure somebody will chime in and talk to you. So make sure you go check that out because it's also the place that you got to be plugged into if you want to win any of our giveaways because that's how we got to find you so that we could get your deets to be able to send out your winnings. So
and don't forget to jump in the tavern and give us a shout. We're here to talk.
yeah. So not too early expectations over or under New York Jets 3-14 from last year. Go.
I mean, nowhere to go but up, right?
Nowhere to go but up, right? Yes, exactly. And
Nowhere to go but up.
exactly. I don't see you guys doing worse than 3 wins next year. So yeah, I'm with you there. Nowhere to go but up for you guys. So that leaves the Miami Dolphins, man. And what are the expectations for the Miami Dolphins? Well, as a Dolphin fan, my expectations this offseason, we all want to win, right? We all want to win. But at the end of the day, if you break it down, like winning one year isn't going to be good enough, right? We need to win for years and years to come. We want to be dominant. We want to be a dynasty. We want to dominate the AFC East for years to come. And how you do that? You got to establish a culture. You got to establish a winning mentality in that locker room. And that's what
We talked about, like, in the likes of Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots right now, you definitely have to establish like a winning culture.
Yes, and that's my expectations for the Miami Dolphins this year. It's not go out there and win now. I know we're not in that situation. We're in a cap hell right now. We literally are rebuilding from the ground up. Like we got rid of GM, coaches. There's players going to be getting gone. Like it's literally like clean slate, start the fuck over. Here we go. You can't expect to win in year one after that. And that's not my expectations. My expectations and all of our expectations as Doll fans should be that Jeff Halfley and these guys, they go in there, they develop a winning culture so that we can grow and develop young players that we draft for years to come and we can become relevant. I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to be in the Super Bowl every year. We're always going to be in that conversation, but if we can be in the playoff conversation every year, it's a much better place than being in limbo every year, right in the middle of the pack. Not good enough for playoffs, but not good enough to get a good draft pick either. You know what I mean? And that's where the Miami Dolphins have lived for a very, very long time. And honestly, that's all my expectations for the Dolphins this offseason. Like, I do expect us to draft some pieces, and I'll go into that on different streams. That's talk for different streams, or this is talk for just brief expectations for our AFC East teams for this offseason. What do you think? What are your opinions on the Dolphins for the offseason?
They definitely need to figure out a new quarterback situation. They're much like the Jets right now. Tua is not the answer, and unfortunately, you have given him way too much money for what he was worth. Um, it's gonna hurt you guys for a little while, paying off a guy that's not the one. But I think personally, the Dolphins, as well as their fans, will get through this struggle and they'll come out a better team at the end and a wiser team.
Yeah, yeah. I feel so. I feel that way too. I definitely feel that way too. So soon, not too soon. Over under expectations for next year. 10-7 was the record last year. 7-10. I'm sorry.
Under. Under or about the same, honestly.
No, it was 10-7. I'm going under. Honestly, I gotta go under on that. We have a tough schedule next year. A super tough schedule. We play a lot of good teams. Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs. Like, the list goes on and on and on. So, and like you said, like you expressed on the quarterback situation, I don't think we're going to solve it this offseason, unfortunately. It's probably looking like we might end up getting stuck with Tua Tagovailoa on the team. And if that's the case, that means we got Quinn Ewers most likely getting the start all year, and unfortunately, I just don't think he's the guy either. No, he's not bad. No, he's not horrible, but I just don't think he's starter quality. He's more of like one of those backup quarterback guys. You know, he's a good backup quarterback, but not like a quarterback that's going to run you through a 17-game season and get you 12 wins, you know? So, yeah, I expect us to go under what we did last year. But it'll look promising
He
for
just doesn't have the time and experience yet.
yeah, and that could be it too, you know, and like it's so weird too, right? Like to have these expectations because when I say this, it was a lot of it is based on how our players performed last year because we're gonna have some of those players back next year, but they were also playing for a left-handed quarterback. Our offense was. And now they're going to be going back to playing for a right-handed quarterback. And I feel like that shift going from playing for a left-handed quarterback to a right-handed quarterback will automatically make them like that much better because they're going back to playing normal football that they grew up playing. Like when you grow up playing football, learning how to play football, most of the time you're blocking for a right-handed quarterback and not a left-handed quarterback. So all of your actions when you're blocking for a left-handed quarterback, all of your actions now get reversed. So now it takes out the muscle memory. See, like now you grow up blocking for a right-handed quarterback, you got muscle memory. But now you got to do the opposite action. It's no longer muscle memory. Now your brain has to now trigger that like when you were learning the process, you know what I'm saying? So I do feel like there will be an instant upgrade in our offensive line, but either way, quarterback situation's got to get figured out. Well,
I agree, and it's a problem we have all throughout the league right now.
Yep. Some people found their answers. Some people still looking. Some people had their answers and they just had to change coaches. And that's all it took. You know, like look at the Chicago Bears. They had Caleb Williams, they changed coaches. Ben Johnson comes in there and really brings the life out of Caleb Williams. Sam Darnold
Brought the team together.
Sam Darnold goes to a new team and they bring the life out of him. So, you never know. But those were our off-season expectations for the AFC East. You had the Buffalo Bills. We do expect them to take a dip this year. Same with the New England Patriots. The Jets will do better this year, and the Dolphins will take.
They better do better.
And the Dolphins will take a dip this year. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Let us know what y'all think down in the comments. Give us y'all's predictions of these teams going over or under their 2025 records. Let me know what y'all think is their expectations. And make sure y'all smash that subscribe button if you're new. Turn on the notification bell so you stay notified. We're definitely going to try and keep content rolling through the off season. There's plenty of stuff to talk about, especially for the Jets and the Dolphins because we got a lot of things coming up. We're going to try and do something special for the draft. Waffles over there has a bunch of draft picks in the first round. Miami Dolphins, I hope we're trading out of the first round. Please, come on, Eric Sullivan. Please, come on, Eric Sullivan. Trade out of the first round and grab us some extra picks. You know what I'm saying? So we might figure out and do something special for draft night. So make sure y'all smash that like, smash that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, because you ain't going to want to miss out on any of the AFC Eastie Boy action we got coming up. What do you got? What do you got for him before we get off of here, Waffles?
Like, subscribe, and don't forget Charlie's Choice Collectibles always doing offers. Any offer you send will likely be accepted, and we've got probably about 600 items or so listed, and more to come. I'm getting ready to post up some comic books and some more shirts and a lot of Harry Potter things in the next couple of days. So if you like pop culture and you want to see something cool, click the link and follow it over to Charlie's Choice Collectibles on Mercari.
Yeah, yeah.